Hi, this is Lars for the End of the World We Know It blog. I'm in the greenhouse at the moment. It's raining and it's been raining all day, so it's nice and cool in here. It's good enough to do a bit of work. Probably going to put together some raised beds. I've also rearranged some stuff in the pot garden. So yeah, I'll just record little bits and edit it all together at the end of the day. And the cockpool's back. Awesome. So if you can see here, we've got an empty section of ground. There's an old window frame that I was using as a raised bed beforehand, and actually the basis of this big bed with the onions is actually a similar, it's all built around the same sized window frame at the bottom. So what I'm going to do is put an extra couple of planks around the top of that to make it maybe about 10 to 12 inches deep, and then I'm going to use the plank lying there to build another slightly longer one, similar size to the onion bed at the end, there where the depression in the ground is from the window frame. Yeah, everything else is doing fine. I cut back the tomatoes this morning a little bit at the bottom where it was getting a bit too bushy. I've also put a little crossbar across there to keep them all sort of upright because the stakes were starting to fall over under the weight of the tomatoes. Okay, I've also moved some stuff around down here. You can see the tomato plant there and the gherkin plant's getting a bit better. I've actually moved the workmate and some of the tools and stuff down into the empty section at the back of the greenhouse. This is where I'll basically be working today. So I've cut out the parts. You can see we've got 4 upright bits in the centre there. I've got 2 slightly shorter bits which are just going to go on the long edges in the middle, just in case I want to add extra bits later on. We've got some offcuts there. We've got 2 short edges and 2 long edges. They're made out of just old bits of scrap shiplap timber that I had lying around. Okay, here we have the completed bed. I sort of cocked up a little bit. I forgot to put the centre bits in first, so I sort of roughly nailed those in. I'm not very happy with how that went. The end sections are made by shiplap boards. They're slightly, you can see there's like a slight sort of camber on there towards the bottom. Technically if you're doing these you should put them the other way up, but because there's not going to be any rain falling on them, I figured having the stronger side at the top would be better. Everything's got at least 8 inches of stuff above the top. That's basically so that in you know, next week or next year or whatever I can add in an extra row and make it a deep bed. This section here, probably going to leave for a bit because it's going to take quite a while to fill this up with stuff, and I'll probably leave that until it's not raining basically. So it's starting to look a bit, it's coming together. We've got like a little workshop end, we've got a garden end, recycling all the old raised beds that we took apart to get the polytunnel in, back into new raised bed inside the polytunnel. Notice where, if you look down this way, the bed with the shallots in it is actually out of alignment with all the others. That's sort of because the polytunnel isn't aligned to how the garden was originally aligned. How does the cockerel know that I'm filming? He's like been absolutely silent the entire time. He's like determined to scupper these videos. Anyway, as you can see, it's raining as well. The rain handling thing, originally we were going to put gutters along the bottom and collect the rain up. There's going to be a sump down where that step ladder is. Now we're outside, as you can see. We left the extra polythene down, and this will probably go towards a sort of be folded over into a gutter section. You can see we've got bits where water's holding. So eventually we'll put some wood underneath this and actually make like a proper gutter so that it runs all the way down to the far end. Yeah, actually in the rain today the far end has flooded slightly, which would sort of indicate that that sump is going to go in the right place. Alright, it's been about a week since I last recorded anything. This is all going to get edited in the same video. Yeah, this week I've been sort of starting my first week at a new job. I've been sorting out moving house, so it's been a bit crazy. Where I can, I have done a bit of stuff in the polytunnel, and let's go and have a walk around now and see what has changed. Right, so first up we've got the cucumber plant or tomato plant in the flexible pots. You can see that this cucumber plant has gone nuts. Tomato plant has moved quite a bit as well, but this is starting to, I'm slowly winding it up with string. If you can see here where I've basically just twisted it around the string. And I'm basically going to do that all the way up to the ceiling, and then along there. Depends how far it grows. Same with the tomato plants. The main tomatoes, we've got loads of flowers coming out on the plum tomatoes. These ones have got really bushy. These are like the heritage tomatoes. I'm not sure what type they are. The end one I think are probably cherry tomatoes, but as I said in the last video, they were all gifts, so I don't know what type of plants they actually are. The corn is it's got big. It's about waist height now. As you can see on some of them, we've got the first flowers developing. Right, the raised bed that I was building in the first part of the video, this is now a week later. I've laid down all the onions. They were pulled out of another bed outside, which was in the way of one of the legs of the polytunnel. And they've been just in storage underneath some newspaper for a few weeks and then replanted last week. What me and Heimdall did today was drag up some big bags of, sorry, that's compost, some old bark shipping bags that we had stored outside. We've had them for years. And a whole bag of those has gone on top of the bed, as you can see. In the far end of the new bed, I've put down 3 paper pots full of gherkins, or pickling cucumbers. Each one had a couple of seeds in it, so I'll probably pick out the weaker plants later on and leave the strong ones. I've also got pots and more pots and a bag pot. They're all also got cucumbers. As you can see, we've got lines going up to the roof for those to grow up, similar to the other cucumber plant. The pot garden is flourishing. All the pepper plants are doing really well. Mine and Freya's chilies are sort of looking a little bit worse for wear. They're sort of picking up though. Heimdall's chili is going nuts, so it's probably a foregone conclusion now that he's pretty much won that competition. I won't tell him that though, because he'll get really big-headed about it. You can hear the cockerel is still going nuts whenever I'm recording a video. He doesn't do it normally. The tomato plants are starting to be twisted up the wires now. So far, from the 2 at the end there, I've sort of concluded this is quite a good way to do this. Time will tell. The potato plant down the end here has it's sort of perked up a little bit, but not a huge amount. I'm still watering it. I'm still watering everything every evening. Moving down to the hydroponics test bed, I was complaining in the previous video about not having any seedlings in here. You can see now, very closely, I'm not sure if this is in focus, you can see we've got loads of little salad seedlings coming through. I'm basically watering this with the watering can at the moment while we're waiting to get electricity up here. And as soon as the electricity comes up, we'll have that automatically on a timer, doing 15 minutes a night, just watering those from the barrel of nutrients. The manifold still leaking like crazy. The hose we've got running all the way along. It's sort of going to be the first part in the sort of the irrigation setup. All of the hoses are going to run overhead, so they're out of the way. Probably the next bit to be cleaned up is this bed here. It's still got shallots in it and they're sort of recovering a little bit. And we've got sort of flowers going, but we've got some flowers going, but there's still loads of weeds in there. I just haven't had time to fix it up yet. This has been Lars for the End of the World As We Know blog. Remember, subscribe to the videos, comment on the videos, comment on the blog, comment on the blog. We have a Facebook page, we have a Twitter page. The RSS feeds are now working as far as I can tell. All these people are subscribing to them, so that's useful. Yeah, see you later. Bye.